Thanks, Heather. If Nostradamus was working the NFL draft, the most
everybody else was
right. The most publicized number 6 round draft pick ever would have been Tom Brady, right?
Sure.
Because he would have said, "I project that he was going to be the greatest quarterback ever," and everybody had a shot at him 6 times, and only the Patriots picked him up. However, there's somebody who tied Tom Brady in projected publicity.
Right. So we're talking about, if we go back to the instant replay Saturday, Michael Sam being drafted by the St. Louis Rams. Certainly caused some to jump off sides when it came to Twitter on social media. There were a bunch. So, you hear Don Jones, right, from the Miami Dolphins. He actually tweeted, quote, OMG, right after it. People said, what are you tweeting about? Is this in the reaction to Michael Sam kissing his boyfriend on TV? He said, quote, horrible in his next tweet, apparently. Well, that rose a conversation because it just had everybody asking, can you not say these things? Well, certainly the Dolphins said, no, you can't, because they asked for an apology shortly thereafter, sending a strong message across the league. But then, DeMarcus Walker, FSU linebacker, he actually said this. Let's open up the conversation here. He said, y'all praise Michael Sam for being gay, but y'all mocked Tim Tebow for being a Christian. Hashtag society.
And that caused a big uproar. A lot of people responding, backing him up. DeMarcus Walker is still a college kid, sophomore.
Sure. I was looking online since we were looking at DeMarcus Walker's comment. Some of the commenters said things like, I'm not against anybody who's gay, but I don't see why it's celebrated when Michael Sam says he's gay. Let Tim Tebow be ridiculed for his faith. And then another commenter said, let me get this straight. Tim Tebow is open about his faith and gets major backlash. Michael Sam is open about his sexuality and gets major praise. It's just one of those things. Double standard? Well, maybe it's more like, well, religion, that's just not cool. It's just not cool. How many times have we talked about how in various venues, religion, and in particular Christianity, mocked?
But certain things are okay, it seems.
Yeah. I will say this. Tim Tebow, I think in a way, he's become a rock star in life. Like wherever he goes, he'll pack stadiums wherever he goes. I just saw it at the Washington Correspondents' Dinner. He couldn't walk 2 feet without seeing it, yet he hasn't played football in a year and a half.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I argue, and Tiki Barber tweeted back at me and said I was wrong, but I argue that he's done so much in college, he'd be a backup somewhere. After what he did with the Broncos, if there wasn't so much publicity surrounding him. So when he's on a team, he becomes bigger than the backup quarterback.
Sure.
And that becomes a problem. And I think that Michael Sam now should focus on just being the best football player he can be.
Right, and the Dolphins are aimed at that. I mean, the coach came out and, said that was not going to be tolerated in the league, certainly not on their team after the year they've had.
After the controversy they had with their team.
Exactly. And then, when you look at what the NFL is saying, though, now, this is a strong message. They're going on the offense, again, sending some offensive comments out there, but does it offend those with their free speech and their opinions to voice them, certainly when it comes on field? Will they then go after what is said in the huddle, in the tackle, on the bottom of a pile? Because if you had those times mic'd, you're going to be hearing a lot of comments which would be deemed offensive. Where does this go from here? Their message was heard when it comes to social media about where the turf lines, the 50-yard lines marked, still uncertain.
So we want, we're not talking about anything other than the fact that Tim Tebow mocked and Michael Sam praised. What do you think about that standard? Email us. You can send it to friends@foxnews.com, or you could tweet us, or you could Facebook us as well.